Good afternoon, everyone. We are now live in SolidWorks User Philippines in YouTube. Okay, so inviting everyone to please do join or register for you to receive an official certificate of course completion. Okay, so we'll be sending the form in the comment section, and you can also see the form in our YouTube video. Or in addition, we'll be live. We are also live in SolidWorks Users Philippines in Facebook and in Twitch. Okay, and I'd like to say hi to our friends in PSME Parañaque chapter. Okay. So inviting everyone to please join us in SolidWorks User Group Philippines in Facebook. We are also in LinkedIn. Okay, inviting you to please join and like our page for you to stay updated in our future training. Okay, so let's start our session with our prayer and message from our PSME chapter president.
PSME Prayer. Heavenly Father, Maker of heaven and earth, we thank you for the Filipino mechanical engineer, for our profession, and for our organization, the PSME. You have sown us as seeds, scattered here and abroad as PSME engineers, humble planners, designers, and builders of all things mechanical, our proud testament to the glory of your creation. We bring before you the fruits of our profession, forged by the fire and burning passion of the PSME mission. Professionalism, to help us maintain the integrity of the engineering profession. Please keep our hearts true to the highest ethical principles of our field. Service, to enable us to contribute to the enhancement of science and technology. We pray for all Filipino mechanical engineers to work together as one in shaping the economic growth of our country. Motivation, to uplift the engineering profession. Please help us promote fellowship and cooperation among all Filipino mechanical engineers and to instill nationalism among PSME members. Excellence, to enable us to become outstanding PSME members. We pray for all Filipino mechanical engineers to actively contribute to the advancement of the profession, to be recognized globally as we develop the talents you have given us. Help us to provide sustainability to the changing world. May the PSME bring together all Filipino mechanical engineers and as one, stand united as beacons of strength and stability to the world. All this we pray through you, our Heavenly Father, forever and ever. Amen. The PSME Creed. We, the mechanical engineers of the Philippines, conscious of our responsibilities to God, our country, and our fellow men, affirming our adherence to the Code of Ethics for Mechanical Engineers, desirous in participating and contributing in the social, economic, and industrial growth of our country, determined to support one organization that shall embrace the mechanical engineering profession, have resolved to unite to accomplish these aims by constituting a national organization of mechanical engineers. PSME Core Values. I am a person of integrity. I act with honesty, transparency, and accountability. I do the right things the right way. I maintain professionalism at all times with high respect for others, observing proper conduct, following the Code of Ethics, honoring commitments, and acting fairly and with dignity. I strive for excellence, thereby achieving the highest standard of performance in all my undertakings. I internalize teamwork. I act with sense of urgency, mindful of entrepreneurial spirit, and work with unity, cooperation, collaboration, synergy, and convergence towards a common goal. I exercise leadership with humility and characterized by stewardship. I lead by example, walk the talk, and celebrate success as owned by all members of the team. I embody concern for stakeholders, especially the welfare of our members, employees, and all we work for, and those who work for us. I am an integral part of a resilient, nationalistic, and God-fearing organization. I weather the odds and implore peace, harmony, kindness, good work, love of country, and social responsibility.
Okay, our message from our chapter president, Mr. James Itaw.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to thank the presence of the speaker, other officers, directors, and all PSME Paranaque members for making this event possible. Without your guidance and support, this would not be successful. I would like to welcome you all. I believe that all of you will find this webinar very helpful in terms of technical knowledge you will gain. Make the most of your time, Attend trainings while it is still very convenient because of the new normal. You can actually just watch it in the comfort of your home or office. We are all given the same time, 24 hours a day, but it depends on how you use it. See you all in the upcoming activities of PSME Parañaque. Keep safe this pandemic and God bless us all. Happy learning everyone, and we welcome you to part modeling in SolidWorks.
Wacom's latest line of interactive pen displays provide a natural and ergonomic way for industrial designers and engineers to work in CAD programs like SolidWorks and Fusion 360. Wacom's new ProPen 3D is designed for CAD modeling and provides the same functionality as a 3-button mouse, opening the door to driving CAD programs on screen for improved comfort and productivity. Working with a pen on screen is more natural and ergonomic than using a mouse and creates an immersive CAD experience as users feel more connected to their work. Wacom devices streamline the design process because they integrate with most design software programs. CAD software titles like SolidWorks recognize pen and touch as an effective way to create 3D geometry, and they continue to implement built-in pen functionality. Fusion 360 is also optimized for pen input and is an efficient and ergonomic way to use Wacom's newest technology. Getting familiar with the Wacom devices will help you dive right into the CAD software and create models with confidence. Most of Wacom's Cintiq Pro displays have built-in multi-touch capabilities and give you full on-screen control using your finger or a Wacom pen device. With these touch features in place, there are tremendous software enhancements that come from touch interactions, producing an interactive and efficient workspace. There's also a convenient digital keyboard that can be brought up on screen. Touch capabilities can be turned on or off, and the display can be moved around to the position and angle you'd like using the different Wacom ergonomic setups, such as the Wacom Flex Arm I'm using here. Speaking of pen devices, the Wacom ProPen 3D is a newly designed pen that optimizes the 3D experience with the Cintiq Pro displays. This pen gives you full navigational control in 2D and 3D software in most on-screen applications. There are a few primary controls that make the pen experience natural and comfortable. The tip of the pen is used for clicking on screen, which is the same function as using the left mouse button. The 3 buttons along the side of the pen can have their functions customized for different software titles. The default settings for 3D modeling software are generally set to rotate for the front button, pan for the second button, which can also be used to zoom when the button is held and the tip of the pen is dragged on screen, and right-click for the rear button, which can also be used to activate gesture controls on screen. The third Wacom device that enriches the design experience is the Express Key Remote. This is an additional handheld device that allows users to set custom shortcuts and keystrokes in one convenient location. This provides streamlined access to the most commonly used software commands, having different commands assigned to each button per software title. For example, this key here can be assigned to activate the pen command in SolidWorks, while that same button is assigned to activate the circle command in Fusion 360. However, it's important to note that any key on the keyboard can be mapped to any of the keys on the remote, enabling you to customize your workflows to your preference. While this remote is mobile and can be held in hand, it can also be conveniently held on the side of the Cintiq Pro display using built-in magnets. This frees your hands to interact directly with the display while keeping the most important commands close by, activating them in a fraction of a second. Now that you're familiar with the features of these powerful devices, let's look at how they enhance seamless modeling workflows in both SolidWorks and Fusion 360.
Okay, inviting everyone to please do like and share our live stream as we'll be giving away MSI t-shirt and MSI laptop sleeve, and we'll be also giving away LinkedIn Learning and Career Premium subscription. Okay, so without further ado, I'd like to introduce our speaker for today. I'll be adding Miss Etheriel Bakiran. Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon. Okay, so once again, I am Ethereal Melj Aguilar, and I will be teaching or instructing you part modeling in SolidWorks. So let's start. So first of all, what is SolidWorks? SolidWorks is a solid computer aided design and computer aided engineering computer program. And what is SolidWorks used for? SolidWorks is used to develop mechatronic system from beginning to end. At the initial stage, the software is used for planning, visual ideation, modeling, feasibility assessment, prototyping, and project management. So, yan. So that is SolidWorks. So, what are possible jobs kung marunong po kayo ng SolidWorks? So, I'm on my jobs and I'm going to search SolidWorks. Hitting enter. Yan po. These are companies that need someone na marunong mag-SolidWorks. So, ito po yun. Cadet Engineer. Sino mga kalabarzon dyan? CAD Engineer, Civil Engineer. Yan, our client. Yan. So, moving on. I am going to introduce to you na si SolidWorks. So, this is SolidWorks. We are going to tackle sa future streams po natin, i-acknowledge ang assembly and drawing. So, I'm going to click on part. I'm going to make a rectangle. So, ayan guys. I made a rectangle here. So, I am going to introduce to you what is the interface of SolidWorks. To rotate, simply hold the middle mouse button to rotate. See? I am clicking my middle mouse button here. And I am going to control and middle mouse button for pan. Going to zoom out with our scroll wheel, zoom in, zoom out for scroll wheel for zooming in and zooming out. There you go. And now I'm going to delete this. Delete. And now the interface. So this part of on the left part of our SolidWorks, this is called the Feature Manager Design Tree. And this over here is the Command Manager, where you can find features, extrude, sketch. Yan po yan. And ito po guys, is Head-Up View Toolbar. And this whole area is my graphics area. Here on the upper right, you can search commands here. So, I'm going to search call. So, ito yung possible na commands when I searched call. So, this is our task pane. menu bar, graphics area, command manager, head-up toolbar, feature manager design 3. So now, we know the interface. I am going to teach you what are relations. So I'm going to my top plane, explain to you. So, relations. What are common relations here is horizontal, vertical. So, I'm going to make a line here. Double click to deselect the chain of lines. I'm going to make a line here. Double click. So, I want this line to be vertical. So, I'm going to simply click this line and there's a window that popped up, or pwede din dito sa left side natin, sa here, na possible na relations when I click the line. So I'm going to click this line. I'm going to make vertical. Same here, I want this to be horizontal. So I'm going to click this line and make horizontal. And other relations is coincident. So I want them to be attached to each other. I'm going to click this point and I'm going to hold control and I'm going to click this point and there's the window that popped up and I'm going to make coincident. Okay, so I'm going to make another line. Now I want this line to be equal with this line. Magkapantay po sila. I want them to be equal. So I'm going to click this line. I'm going to hold control. And I'm going to click this line. And make equal. Kakasunod ba po kayo? There. So, other relations is perpendicular. So, I'm going to make a line here. So, what makes a perpendicular? A perpendicular makes a 90 degree. So, I'm going to click this line, hold control, click this line, and make perpendicular. And I want them to be vertical and horizontal. So, I'm going to click this line, make vertical, and then, nasabay na po siya. Naging horizontal na din pala. Continue, and I'm going to make a circle here. And I want them to be tangent with this line and this circle. So I'm going to click the circle, hold control, click this. I'm going to click this line, hold control, click the circle, and make tangent. So notice, there, magkapantay po sila. Di po siya naaalis. And next relations is concentric. So, concentric is yung circle nilalagay dito sa teka lang. So, concentric is basically yung small circle is this point of the small circle is attached to this big point of the big circle. So, I'm going to click this circle and hold control and click this circle and make concentric. Oops. May mali po tayo. Hold control. Oops. So I'm going to click the circle, hold control, click the circle, then make concentric. The sketch has not been updated. So mali po yan. Gagawa na lang po ako ng isa pang circle dito na malaki. Going to click the circle, hold control, click the circle, and make concentric. The next relations is collinear. So I'm going to make another line here. Double click, make a line here. I want them to be aligned to each other. So I'm going to click this line, hold control, click this line, and make collinear. So now they are aligned. Oops. So now they are aligned. Lang ba? Okay, so these are relations again. Equal. I'm going to make a circle. I want this circle to be equal with this circle, so I'm simply gonna click this circle, hold control, I'm going to click this circle and make concentric. Horizontal, vertical. Going to make a line, double click to deselect. I'm going to make a line here. I'm going to click this line. There's a window that popped up. Make vertical. I'm going to click this line again and make horizontal. So the relations is horizontal, vertical, coincident, perpendicular, concentric, equal, collinear, and tangent. So those are the basic relations in SolidWorks. Is nakakaintindi po ba, guys? Okay. So now we're done with relations. I'm going to make a slot here just to show again. Ma-demo ulit sa inyo yung relations. Going to delete this. So I'm going to make a line. Oops. Oh guys, so meron pa pala tayong isa pang relations which is parallel. So I'm going to click this line, and make parallel. So pinaparallel lang po yung lines na to, basically. But how do I remove the relations? Simply click this little green box and delete. Nawala na po siya. I'm going to make this vertical and this line vertical too. And I want this line to be equal with this line. So I'm gonna click this line, hold control, click this line, make equal. Yan, may lumabas po na box. Ibig sabihin po, equal po sila. I'm going to make a circle here. Make a circle here. I want this circle and this line to be tangent. So I'm going to click this line, hold control, click this. I'm going to click the circle, hold control, click this line, then make tangent, same as here. Going to click this line, hold control, click this circle, and make tangent. Same as here. Going to click the circle, holding control, click this line, make tangent, click this circle, holding control, click this line, and make tangent. So, what is this rectangle? It's just an old sketch, so I'm just going to delete this. But wait, there are two icons here. This icon is exit sketch. So I'm going to click this and I have exit my sketch. So I'm going to back to my sketch 2, right click and edit sketch. And what is this icon? When I click X, discard changes to the sketch, but I don't want to discard, so I'm going to close this window and exit my sketch, and I want to delete my sketch 1. So I'm going to click the sketch and hit sketch and hit delete on my keyboard. Confirm delete, yes. Double click. I'm going to double click on the circle to go back to my sketch. Isa din po yan sa mga ways. Then right click and edit sketch. So I'm going here. Okay. So Okay, so I'm going to explain again yung relations. Kung di po kayo nakakasabay. Yan. So, one of the relations is vertical. So, I'm going to click this. There's a window. And make vertical. I'm going to click this line again. And there's the window that popped up. Or pwede din dito sa left. But, sige, try din natin sa left. And horizontal. So, notice, when I make a line, there's a suggestion. At the end of the pencil, there's a yellow box. Inferred relations po tawag dyan. Infer. So, when I click, naging vertical siya agad. So, what if I don't want that to be inferred? So, I'm going to click this line and hold control para hindi po magpakita yung yellow box and click. Escape. Now, I want these two lines to be coincident or magkadikit. Going to click this point, hold control, click this point, make coincident. Same as here, I want this to be coincident. So, going to click this point, hold control, click this point, make coincident. And I want this line to be equal with this line. Gusto ko po parehas po sila ng height. So, I'm going to click this line, hold control, click this line, and make equal. So, equal na po sila. Next, again, is concentric. So, I'm going to make a circle here and a small circle here. I want them to be concentric. Simply click this circle, hold control, click this circle, and make concentric. See, pwede din ma-concentric ang arc. So, I'm going to make an arc. So, I'm going to click this arc, click this circle, and make concentric. So, naging concentric na po sila. And I want this circle. I'm going to delete this arc muna. And now, I want this circle to be tangent with this line, with these two lines. So, I'm going to click my circle, hold control, and make tangent. So, naging tangent po sila. They are smooth to each other. Smooth. And notice when ginagalaw ko po to, hindi po siya umaalis sa line na to. So, perpendicular constraint again. I'm going to make a line here. Double click to deselect. I'm going to make a line here. Double click to deselect. I'm going to click this line, hold control, click this line, and make perpendicular. And I want this perpendicular to be vertical. And this to be horizontal. So, ayan, naging vertical po siya and horizontal. Now, collinear. going to make a line here, double click to deselect. I'm going to make another line here, double click to deselect. I want them to be aligned at each other. So, collinear relation po yan. So, click this line, hold control, click this line, and make collinear. Now, they're aligned po. Merong construction geometry po tayo dito or broken lines. And another relation is parallel. So, I'm going to make a line here. Going to make a line here. Click and double click to deselect. Going to click this line, hold control, click this line, and make perpendicular. Now, I want this line to be midpoint in this origin. This origin, ito po yung origin natin. So, simply click this line again, hold control, and click this origin, and make midpoint. As much as possible, yung mga sketch nyo po, kailangan nasa gitna po. Nasa gitna, midpoint. So, notice itong line po naging black. Ibig sabihin po nito, fully defined po siya. Itong mga ibang sketches natin, blue, ibig sabihin, di po sila fully defined and nagagalaw po sila. So, the best practice for making a part assembly is to make the sketch, add relations, and dimension it at the end. So, yun lang po guys, ang ating relations. And now, we're done with the relations. We are going to make our first part in SolidWorks. So, I'm going up on my menu, going left, going to click this paper, and there's the window popped up. Click part, and click OK. So guys, ang file name extension for part is SLDPRT. As you can see, ito po, SLDPRT. So, yun po yung file name extension niya. So, ito po ang ating first part na gagawin. Ito po, to the left. I will give a link po para ma-download po ito. Here. Ito po yan. This is our first part. And now, we are going to make our first part. Hi, good afternoon, Lineal de Jesus. Welcome to SolidWorks Model Make. So, I'm going to my top view, right-click, and sketch. Going to my sketch tab, going to click circle. Going to make a circle here. Going to make the sketch. A circle here. And a circle here. And a circle here. Escape. I'm going to make a line here, here. Right click, double click to deselect. I'm going to make a line here and here. Double click to deselect the line of chains. So I'm going to hit S on my keyboard. Notice there's another window that popped up. I want to make an arc. So I'm going to make a 3-point arc. So I'm going to click this point and this point and this point. And now we're going to add the relations. So this arc and this line is not tangent. As you can see, there's no box, green box with the symbol of a tangent relation. So I'm going to click this arc, holding control, I'm going to click this line and make tangent. Now they are tangent. I'm going to click this arc, hold control, click this line, make tangent. And I want this point and this origin to be coincident. So I'm going to click this point, holding control, click this point, and make coincident. So I want this point of the circle and this origin to be horizontal. So I'm going to make them horizontal. Same as these two circles, I'm going to make them vertical naman po. So I'm going to click this point, holding control, click this point, make vertical. There's the green box that popped up. Ibig sabihin, nakalagay na po ng relation. So I'm going to do the same in the bottom circle. So I'm going to click this point, holding control, click this point, make vertical. And now I am going to add dimension to our sketch. So in our sketch, we have smart dimension. So simply click this dimension. And I want this circle to have a radius of 80. And this circle So guys, ito po ulit ang ating drawing. Ito po yung itsura na ang gagawin po natin. Ito po. So this is our first part na gagawin. Ito po yung drawing. Ito po yon. So, continuing to our sketching. I want this circle to have a radius of 10. So, same as this both circle, I want them to be 10. So, simply click this circle, hold control, click this circle, and this circle, and I want them to make equal. So, now they are equal. Those three circles are now equal. I'm going to sketch again. I'm going to click dimension. I want this circle and this origin to have a distance of 28. Notice, naging black po ang ating circles, itong dalawa pong circles natin. Ibig sabihin, it's fully defined. So, I'm going to dimension this circle again and this origin to have a distance of 28. And this arc to have a radius of 16. Enter. And I want this circle and this origin to have a distance of 28. So notice our part here has a gap or basta gap. So I'm going to trim. I'm going to my sketch tab, trim entities, left click and slide para matrim. And now our sketch is now fully defined. It's all black. So guys, paano malalaman na fully defined din? In my lower right, and here, nakasabi dito, fully defined. Yan po. So, I'm going to features. I'm going to extrude na. The depth is going to be 5. Enter. And as much as possible, I want them to be mid-plane. or nasa gitna. Igitna nyo palagi guys yung origin or yung sketch natin. So, I'm going to click OK. Congratulations! We have now made our first part in SolidWorks. So, ito po yung itsura niyan guys. When I click spacebar, there's an orientation na may window na nag-pop up. So, kinlose ko po yun ulit. I'm going to hit spacebar again. Going to pin this. So, what if I click this box? So, naging isometric view po siya. Front, top, bottom, left control, right. Then, when I hover over this orientation, nakalagay po dito control 1. So, when I control 1 on my keyboard, nag-iba po yung view. Control 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, yan po yan. And this is my normal 2. Yan, normal 2 po yan. So, yung normal 2, yan po yung pinaka-needed when nagsisketch po tayo. I-explain ko po siya sa our second part. So, our second part is this. Ito po yan guys. I'm going to show it to you na. So, this is our second part. I'm going back. I'm going to save our part. I'm going to save na. I'm going up, right. I'm going to hit new. Double click on part. So, yan. We have our new part. Now we're going to sketch on our top plane. Right click and sketch. I'm going to make a center line. Going to my sketch tab and there's a drop down option. Going to click center line. And I'm going to make a center line on this origin. Going up. Click. Double click to deselect. Going to my sketch again. Going to click line. Going to make a line here. A line here. A line here. A line here. And a line here. So, this is ito po yung itsura ng ating sketch. So, notice this line is not horizontal. So, I'm going to click this line and make horizontal. Now, I'm going to dimension our sketch. Going to my sketch. Smart dimension. I'm going to click this line and this line. I want them to have a distance of 30. Same as here, this line and this line. I want them to have a distance of 30. And now, I'm going to click this line and this center line. Notice when I go to the left, we are making a dimension. So I'm going to click and I want them to have a diameter dimension of 40. Same as here, I'm going to click this line and this center line. Hovering to the left. I want them to have a diameter dimension of 20. Hitting enter. Going to click check on my dimensions. And I'm going to features. And revolve boss base. Mountain revolution. Would you like to be? No? So I'm just going there. So may nagpakita po siya. So I'm going to clear this. Our axis of revolution is this center line. Yan po. And now, click OK. So I'm going to edit feature again. Naka-tint feature po siya. And if we add a 20 dimension. Oh. Going to add 10. So ngayon guys, na ano tong tint feature? But if I delete this and enter, wala naman
Go.
So may pagkakamali pala tayo guys. So I'm going to delete this. Oops, escape. Delete. Yes. Edit sketch. Going to features again. Revolve boss base. Yes. And now, earlier, naka-check po yung thin feature natin. And di po yan pwede. So, I just deleted it again and went to revolve boss base. And this time, wala na ang thin feature natin. So, click OK. And now, we're done with our second part. So, I'm going to save our part. Control S. Save. Okay, our next part is this. This is the drawing. This is what we're going to make. SolidWorks. So I'm going to make a new part. Part OK. I'm going to sketch on my top plane again. Right click and sketch. Going to make a center rectangle. I'm going to make a slot. Straight slot. Just going to make a slot here. Okay, now I'm going to dimension them. And I want this height to have a 120 millimeters of distance, and this width to have a 100. Enter. And this slot to have a radius of 15. And the slot height is going to be 60. Oops. Double click to re-edit. 60. Hitting enter. Going to click this point of our slot and this line, and I want them to have a distance of 30. So notice our sketch is now all black. It's now fully defined. Going to my features, I'm going to click extruded boss base, and I want my part to have a depth of 20. Hitting OK. Now I'm going to click my middle mouse and I want it to rotate, and I'm going to select this part. I'm going to right click and sketch. So again, I want this to be on my right view. So I'm going to click the keyboard, the space bar in our keyboard, and I want them to be normal too. So naging normal na po ang ating view natin. Again, I'm going to rotate it. I'm going to click the space bar. There's an orientation window, and I'm going to click normal 2. So yan po ang normal 2 natin. I'm going to make a rectangle, but I want it to be a corner rectangle. So yan, corner rectangle. Going to click on this edge, expand this edge, hitting escape, and I'm going to dimension our rectangle na. So I want this rectangle, I want this line and this line to have a distance of 50, and this line to have a distance of 120. Hitting enter. Now I'm going to make another slot, a straight slot. So I'm going to click and expand. And I want this slot to have a radius of 6. And this slot to have a length of 80. Now I want this line in this point of our slot to have a distance of 20. Hitting enter. And this line, this point of our slot and this line to have a distance of 30. Hitting OK. And now we are finished with our second sketch. It is now fully defined. I'm going to my features, extrude boss base, and I'm going to reverse it. I'm going to click this reverse direction to have a depth of 20. Hit OK. So now we are done, but we are going to fillet our part. So I'm going to features, going right, and click fillet. Going to select this edge and this edge. I want the fillet parameter is going to be 20. So I'm going to hit 20, hitting enter, click check, and I'm going to fillet this edge. Going to fillet, going to select this edge and this edge, and I want the fillet parameter to be 30. Hitting enter, click check, and now we are finished with our third part in SolidWorks. Our next part is this. This is our fourth part. So I'm going to my menu, going to click this paper, double click on our part, and now we are going to sketch on our top plane. Right click and sketch. Going to make a center rectangle. Going to click this origin and expand. I'm going to click, and I'm going to my sketch. I'm gonna dimension our rectangle. So I'm going to click this line, and I want it to have a distance of 60. And enter. This line to have a distance of 100. Hitting enter. Click OK. I'm going to my features tab. I'm going to click extruded boss base. So I'm going to click that. And the depth, I want the depth to be 20. So I'm going to hit 20 on my keyboard. Select the check mark. Okay. Now I'm going to rotate our rectangle and I want to sketch on this face. So right click and sketch. I'm going to make a corner rectangle. I'm going to drop down this arrow, corner rectangle. I'm going to click here on this corner, expand, click, and I'm going to dimension it. Go to dimension. I'm going to click this line and this line to have a distance of 100. This line, oops, make dimension driven. Adding this dimension will make the sketch overdefined or unable to solve. Do you want to add it as a driven dimension? Let's close that. I'm going to click this line. I'm going to click this line and have a distance of 45. Double click, 45. Now I'm going to add a circle. I'm going to hover over this line and notice there's a point that popped up. I'm going to click that point and make our circle. And I want this circle to have a diameter of 50. This circle to have a radius of 40. Okay. And now going to dimension this circle and this. Okay, it's 45. Escape. Now I'm going to trim this line. So I'm going to hit S on my keyboard and there's the window popped up. Simply go down and click Trim Entities. So I'm going to left click and slide this. When I trim, some relations are gone. So our circle is now blue again. So I want this point, holding control, and this point to be horizontal. So I want this dimension, I want this line and this line to have a distance of 45. And I want this line and this point to have a distance of 50. And now enter. Now I'm going to my features, extruded. I'm going to click extruded boss base. I'm going to select this contour, this and this and this, and simply reverse and click check. Now we are finished with our fourth part. Next is this part. This is the next part we are going to make. So I'm going to my menu tab, new, double click on our part. I'm going to sketch on our right plane, right click and sketch. Going to make line here, a line here, 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 and here. So this is the itsura of our sketch. I'm going to add circle here and here. Now I'm going to dimension them. I want this circle and this line to have a distance of 10. Hitting enter. Same as here. Circle to be 10. Going to I'm going to redo para hindi po magulo. Delete po muna natin tong dimension. I want this point and this line to have a distance of 30. Enter. And this line and this line to have a distance of 40. Same as the circle. Click this point and this line. Going to add 30. Escape. I want this circle to have a radius of 10 or diameter 10. I'm going to make this equal. So I'm going to click the circle, hold Control, click the circle, and make equal. So I want this line to have a distance of 15. Hitting enter. Same as here. I'm going to make them collinear. And I want this line and this line to have a distance of 30. Hitting enter. And I want this line and this point to have a distance of 10. Same as here. I'm going to add an equal on my dimension and click 10 and select OK. Same as here, I'm going to click this line and this line. Going to add an equal sign and click 10 and select the check. Now I want this point and this point to have a distance of 20. Same as here, this point and this point to have a distance of 20. So I'm going to add an equal sign and click 20 and hit check. Oops. Delete. Right. Do natin yan. Equal and add 20. Oh, let's just add 20 lang. Same as here, double click on our dimension, equal sign, click this 20 and click check. And now I want this line to be midpoint in our origin, so I'm going to click this line, going to click our origin and make midpoint. And now I want this point and this line. Again, I'm going to make dimension. I want this point and this line to have a distance of 20. Hitting enter. Same as here. This point and this line. I'm going to add an equal sign. I'm going to click on 20 and click check. And now our sketch is now fully defined. So I'm going to my features tab. I'm going to click extruded boss base. I want the direction to be mid-plane. And I want the depth to be 5. Hitting check. And now I want our part to have a fillet on this edge and this edge, and this edge. So I'm going to features, I'm going to select fillet, I'm going to click this edge and this edge, and you want the fillet parameter to be 5. Click check mark, and let's add another fillet. Going to click this edge and this edge. I want the fillet parameter to be 10, and click the check mark. Now we are done with our 5th part. Let's save this. Our next part is this part. I'm going to my menu, going to click this paper, double click on part. Now I'm going to sketch on my top plane. Right click and sketch. I'm going to make a center rectangle. Going to click on the origin and expand and click. I'm going to dimension our rectangle. I'm going to click this line and this line. Going to hit 50. Enter. Going to click this line and this line. And I'm going to hit 120. And enter. And now I want to make a center line. Here. Going to hover over my line and there's a point that popped up. I'm going to click that point. And I'm going to click this point. Double click to deselect. Escape. Now I'm going to make circles. Circle here. Circle here. Circle here. And a circle here. And now I'm going to add a dimension on our circle. Let's add 10. And now I want the other 3 circles to also have a dimension of 10 or radius. So I'm going to click this circle, hold Control, click the circle, this circle, this circle, and equal. Now I want this line in this circle to have a distance of 10, same as on our other circles. So I'm going to click this point and this line and hit equal and select the dimension 10 and click check. And I want this circle and this center line to have a distance of 15. To add 15, same in on our bottom circle. So I'm going to hit 15, enter. Same as here, I'm going to click this line and the circle. Going to add an equal sign. Going to click this dimension, hit check. Going to click this line and this circle. Going to add an equal sign. I'm going to click on my dimension here and click check. Now I want this circle and the center line to have a distance of 15, 2. Same as here. Going to hit equal and click 15, select, check. Now I'm going to my features tab. I'm going to extrude boss base. And the depth, I want our part to have a depth of 20. Direction is blind. Click check. Now I'm going to sketch on this part. Right click and sketch. I'm going to make a slot, straight slot. And now I want this center line to be midpoint in our origin. So I'm going to click the center line of our slot, hold Control, click this origin and midpoint. And I want the slot to have a dimension of 50 and a radius of 15. Hit OK. Now I'm going to my Features tab. I'm going to Extrude Boss Base. And I'm going to check Thin Feature. And I want the thickness to be 10. And reverse. Oops, it's 5. And the depth of our slot is 25. Click check. Okay, so notice in our drawing, the depth of this slot is 30, but when I go to evaluate and measure, I'm going to click this and this, it has a distance of 25. So I'm going to my features, I'm going to hit escape. So I'm going to convert entities. So I'm going to select this, convert entities. Or I'm going to convert I'm going to undo because the convert entities is not right. So I'm going to my sketch. Wait, I'm going to exit. I'm going right click and sketch, edit sketch. Gagawa ulit ako ng sketch dito sa top lane. So, oops, when we're going to convert entities in our slot, I'm going to make another sketch. Error! We're not going to make a sketch dyan. Going to click this face, sketch, and convert entities. And now, going to click this. I'm going to features. I'm going to click extruded cut. I'm going to add a depth of 5. Hit enter. Click OK. Check. Now I'm going to measure. If it's really 30, it is now 30. I'm going to hit escape. Now I'm going to add a fillet on these 4 edges. The fillet parameter is going to be 5. Enter. Click check. And I want to have another fillet on this slot. The fillet parameter is going to be 5 also. Click OK. We are now finished with our 6th part. Our next part is going to be this. So I'm going to make a new part, but let's save this part. Going to click the paper, double click on part. Going to sketch on my top plane, right click and sketch. I'm going to make circle and another circle and another circle. Going to add a dimension 70, 54, and 32. Now I want this circle to be a construction geometry, so I'm going to click the circle. There's the window popped up and click construction geometry. I'm going to features, extrude boss base, going to drop down my selected contours, going to click this contour and this contour. I'm going to click OK. Now I'm going to add an hole wizard. So I'm going to click hole wizard. The hole type to be legacy. Type to be counterboard. I'm going to double click to edit. So our diameter is 5 millimeters, the depth is 10, seaboard diameter is 10 millimeters, seaboard depth is 5 millimeters. The end condition is going to be through all. Going to my positions, going to click on this face, and I'm going to drop down on our design tree. Going to drop down on our boss extrude, right click and show. I'm going to hover over this quadrant. There's a point that popped up. I'm going to click, then select OK. I'm going to add another hole. Our hole is going to be just a normal hole. The standard is going to be ISO. The type to be dowel holes, and the hole specifications, there's a box that show custom sizing. I'm going to check that box, and I'm going to add millimeter of 8.6. Now I'm going to my positions, going to click on this face. I'm going to hover over this quadrant, and I'm going to click this point, click OK. Now I'm going to add another hole. ISO standard, and this is going to be 16. Enter. I'm going to my positions, going to select this face. I'm going to click on our origin and select OK. Now I want this hole to have a circular pattern. So I'm going to my features, I'm going to drop down and click circular pattern. Our features and faces is going to be this hole. Direction is going to be this. And our number of instances is going to be 6. Hitting enter, click OK. And I'm going to add another circular pattern. Our features and faces is going to be this hole. Direction, I'm going to click this hole. And the instances is going to be 4. Hit OK. And now we are finished with our 7th part. So this is our 7th part. Our next part is going to be this. But for now, let's save our part Now I'm going to make a new part. I'm going to click this paper, double click. Now I'm going to sketch on my top plane. Right click and sketch. Going to make a center line here. Double click to deselect. So I want this line and this origin to be midpoint. So I'm going to click this line, hold Control, click this origin, and make midpoint. I'm going to make a circle. Circle here, and a circle here. And a circle here, and a circle here, circle here, and a circle here. Now I'm going to add an arc. So I'm going to hit escape. I'm going to hit S on my keyboard for shortcuts. I'm going to drop down and choose 3-point arc. So I'm going to click this point, this point. Oops. Now escape. Going to click here and here. Click here and here. I'm going to click here and here. Click and click. Now I'm going to add relations. So I want this circle and this arc to be tangent. So I'm going to click on our circle, hold Control, click on this arc, make tangent, click on the circle, hold Control, click on this arc, make tangent, click on this arc, hold Control, click on this circle, make tangent, click on this arc, hold Control, click on this circle, make tangent, this and this, be tangent, this and this, be tangent. Now I'm going to add dimensions on our sketch. So this arc is going to be 100. Going to click this arc, hold Control, click this arc, and this arc. I'm going to make them equal. Now the circle, I want the circle to have a dimension or diameter to be 80. And this circle to have a diameter of 50. So I'm going to click this circle and I'm going to hold Control and click the circle and make equal. Going to click the circle, hold Control, click the circle and make equal. Going to add a dimension here. Dimension is going to be 150. Dimension here is 120. This dimension going to be 100. I want this circle and this circle to have a distance of 150. And now our sketch is now fully defined. I'm going to my features, going to hit escape, going to click extrude boss weight, going to my sketch again, so I'm going to make them tangent. And now it's really fully defined. It's all black. Going to my features, Going to click Extrude Boss Base. The selected contours is going to be this, 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 and this. And the depth is going to be 20. Click OK. Now I'm going to my sketch again. Going to click on my sketch. I'm going to click Extrude Boss Base. The contours this time is this circle and this circle. And the depth is going to be 40. I'm going to click OK. I'm going to click on my sketch. I'm going to my Extrude Boss Base. I'm going to select this contour. And the depth is going to be 70. Hit OK. And now we are finished with our 8th part. So, congratulations. We're on the 8th. So, I'm going to save our part. Control S. Save. Our next part is going to be this. Take a look at it. And now I'm going to make a new part. Double click on part. I'm going to sketch on my right plane. Right click and sketch. Now I'm going to make a straight slot here. A straight slot here. And a straight slot here. Now I want to trim some of our slots, so I'm going to hit S on our keyboard, going down, trim entities, right click and slide this, select OK, OK. I'm going to add a line here, double click to deselect, double click to deselect. I'm going to trim our slot. There you go. Now I'm going to add relations. So I want this arc and this line to be tangent, just to make sure. And tangent. I want this point of our construction geometry and this origin to be horizontal. Now I'm going to add another slot. Going to add a dimension na. So dimension is going to be 20. Oops. Delete. Noticed, hindi po siya naging tangent. So, I'm going to click this arc, hold control, then make tangent. I'm going to select this arc and this arc. Going to make them, oops, that's wrong. So I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to click this line, hold control, click this arc, make tangent, and I want this line to be vertical. And now I'm going to dimension. I'm going to click this point and this point. I want them to have a distance of 20. I'm going to click this and have a distance of 20. Okay, back. There's an error. I'm just going to redo this slot. Again. Yes. Delete. Going to make another slot. I'm going to hit S on my keyboard and I'm going to offset entities. And I want this to have 7.5. I'm just going to click whenever. I'm going to add this another line. I'm going to trim S. Okay. I want this center line and this origin to be horizontal. Now I want this. Now I want this arc and this center line to have a distance of 20. And this line and this point to have a distance of 70. And this, I'm going to select the center line and have a distance of 80. Now I'm going to tangent this. I'm going to click this arc, click this line, make tangent. I want this to be vertical, so I'm going to click this line and make vertical. And I want this line and this arc to be tangent. There. And I want this line to be horizontal and this line too to be horizontal. And I want this line and this arc to be tangent. So click this line, hold control, click this arc, make tangent. Same as here. Click this arc, hold control, click this line, make tangent. Click this arc, hold control, click this line, make tangent. So I'm going to delete this line. I'm going to trim na lang. Oh, undo. I'm going to this. I'm going to make a line. S. I'm going to trim this. Make tangent just to make sure. Now I'm going to move this para malaman kung anong relations i-add natin. This, hold control, click this line, make tangent, back, click this line, this arc, tangent, this arc, this line, hold control, make tangent, going up, ayan, click this line and hold control, click this arc, make tangent, click this line, hold control, click this arc, make tangent. And I want this arc to have 15. going to dimension this center line and this point. Na-dimension na pala natin. Escape. This slot is our... Delete natin ulit. Ulitin natin. Control. Slot talaga ako. Let's add dimensions muna. This point and this point. 40. Kung 40, tama yan. Going to add a radius of 15. Same here. Going to add 15. So I'm going to make a line here. Again. Going to make this point and this origin to be horizontal. Going to click this. I'm going to hit S on my keyboard and I want this to be offset entities. Reverse. I'm going to click reverse. Click OK. Going to add a dimension of 15. And this to be 7. I'm going to click this dimension. This. Delete. I'm just going to delete this slot na lang. Yes. Hold good.
Para ulit.
I want this center line to have a distance of 20. I want this center line and this point to have a... Oops. Escape. Click this point and this point. If it's 30, then okay. Going to hit S. Going to trim. Okay. Going to delete this 30 dimension na lang. Going to add a dimension of this line and this origin to be 20. Yep. Escape. I'm going to move some. Ano yung problema nito? I'm going to add a relation of this arc and this line to be this line and this arc. It's going to be tangent. This line and this arc is going to be tangent. To move some. So I want this point and this origin to be coincident. Click this origin, click this point, make coincident. I'm going to make a point and I'm going to sketch. Going to hover over the center line. Going to click this point. I'm going to hold control, click this point, make horizontal. Going to click this arc and going to hold control, click this line, tangent. I'm going to move some, and I want this to be vertical. And I'm going to add a dimension of 2b. This. Now I want this arc and this line to be tangent. Select this arc, hold control, select this line, make tangent. I'm going to hit S. I'm going to trim. Now I'm going to make another straight slot. I want this to have a radius of 7.5. Hitting enter. Now I'm going to my features tab. I'm going to click extrude boss base. Direction to be blind. The depth is going to be 20. Hit OK. Now I'm going to make a hole. I'm going to my hole wizard. I'm going to click on legacy hole. The type to be counterboard. This is going to be 10. The diameter, the depth is going to be 20, 20, and 10. The end condition is going to be through all. I'm going to positions. Going to click this face. I'm going to expand my design tree. I'm going to right click on my sketch and show. I'm going to click this point and this point and this point. Hit OK. And now we are finished with our 9th part. Our next part is going to be this. Oops. Now I'm going to save our part. So again, this is our next part. I'm going to my menu, new, double click on part. I'm going to my top plane, right click and sketch. Going to make a center rectangle on our origin and expand. I'm going to make a 2 circle here and here. Now I'm going to dimension them. So I want this circle and this line to have a distance of 214. Circle and this line to be 214. 14.2. And this circle is going to have a radius of 50. I mean 100. It's not 50, it's 100. Going to equal this circle to this circle. So I'm going to click this circle, hold control, click this circle, and make equal. Now I'm going to trim some of our sketch. So I'm going to hit S on my keyboard, click trim entities, going to trim this. There. And I'm going to click this point and this point. Want them to be vertical. This point and this point is going to be horizontal. This point and this point vertical. Click this point, hold control, click this point, make horizontal. Over-defined, so let's undo that. So I'm going to delete this center line. Oops, undo. Escape. So I want this center line to be in the midpoint on the center line. So I'm going to click this. Click this. Hold control. Click this line. Or I'm going to click this. I'm going to hover over this. Going to click this point. Hold control. Click this point. And I'm going to make coincident. Teka lang. So what is this problem? So this point and this point, going to make them horizontal. And now I'm going to my features, extrude boss base, and the depth is going to be 20. I'm going to check thin feature, and I'm going to add 15. I'm going to type in 15, enter, OK. And congratulations, you have all completed the parts, all the 10 parts here of our 10 parts. Make sure to join our groups and subscribe and like to our groups. The link of our groups is in the description down below or in the comments, I think. So that's all in part modeling in SolidWorks. Okay na.
Okay, thank you, Miss Melj. So if you have questions, please do drop it by or post it in our comment section. And inviting everyone to please register for you to qualify in a raffle draw.
The Wacom has always been a great tool for design, but now it's great for CAD too. I'm Mark McCauley. I'm a design engineer and a partner at the Center for Advanced Design. I'm interested in how things work, how things are assembled, how to rapid prototype, how to design the tooling, make the molds, and ultimately produce the parts. Switching to pen navigation was easy. After an initial learning curve, it sped up my workflow because working with a pen on a screen was faster, easier, and more intuitive. The biggest challenge to our workflow is time. We're always looking for ways to speed up our process. The Wacom SimPeak Pro helps improve my speed and productivity. It has features like the Express Key Remote. The Express Key Remote has a ton of hotkeys, which allow me to program shortcuts within SolidWorks. The Wacom Pro Pen 3D was designed for CAD users. It provides full navigational control in CAD applications like SolidWorks, completely replacing a mouse. It has a fine tip for precise sketching, selecting points, navigating menus, or even handwriting dimensions. The 3 customizable pen buttons enable you to pan, zoom, or rotate your model. Navigating with the Pro Pen 3D increases my speed and accuracy. It's lightweight and designed to feel comfortable in my hand for hours. Drawing directly on the screen makes me feel more connected to my work. It feels more natural than using a mouse. My work involves moving around a lot to collaborate with my team or with my customers. With Mobile Studio Pro, I can work, design, or present anywhere. Wacom has created the most natural, comfortable, and productive way to work in CAD. With the Wacom Cintiq Pro and Pro Pen 3D, I found endless amounts of productivity, comfort, and connectiveness. What more do you need?
Okay, let's proceed in our raffle draw. So, ang first na ira-raffle natin ay MSI t-shirt. Okay, Marcelino and Lunag Jr., please do send us a message sa ating Facebook page, SolidWorks Users Philippines. You have mga 15 minutes to send us a message, no? So, pa-message po ng inyong full name, active contact number, and complete shipping address. Okay? So, next natin ay ang ating 3 months LinkedIn Learning Career Premium and Career Learning, LinkedIn Learning. Okay, so congratulations to John Vincent Degana. So, for claiming of LinkedIn Learning subscription, please do message SolidWorks users in LinkedIn. Okay? So, message po kayo sa ating LinkedIn account. Okay? So, once more, inviting everyone to join us in Facebook and in LinkedIn. Okay, we have SolidWorks User Group Philippines in Facebook and SolidWorks Users Philippines in LinkedIn. So, hope to see you guys in our groups and of course in our YouTube channel, SolidWorks Users Philippines. Okay, so if we don't have questions na, I think it's time for us to end this today's session. Once more, we'd like to thank all our participants for this afternoon, our friends in PSME. And of course, we'd like to thank Miss Melge for conducting this workshop. Okay, once more, thanks everyone. And if you have questions, feel free to message SolidWorks User Group Philippines. Bye everyone!